Hi, I'm Nick, and welcome to my channel. I know I have been quiet for a while, but that's because I've been busy sorting stuff out. You see, I'm moving to a new home next year, so lots of things to pack, sort out my finances for new furnitures and renovations. So, my hobbies are at the bottom of the list of priorities right now. But hey, I'll be back for more as soon as I'm settled in. Oh, I should probably mention this. I love indie horror games, so I might create a separate channel for that, but I'll keep my Elite Dangerous content on this one though, because what's not to like about spaceships, aliens, and galaxies? Alright, now back to the video. I have here is my brother's keyboard. He wanted me to give it a makeover, an entry-level RK61 by Kludge. Aside from the N Pro 2, this keyboard is hot on the market, with a price tag that barely hits a couple of digits. Affordable? Yeah. But, of course, it has its flaws, and we will get into that after this stock sound test. Aftermarket parts for this keyboard is scarce, and the only custom case I'm able to find online is an acrylic one. It's not on a trusted trading site either. Other options are to download schematics for a 3D printer and or a CNC machine. So I will be reusing this case with some minor improvisation, I guess. So there are 4 screws at the bottom holding the plate in place, and 1 screw on the top of the plate which is screwed down to a pillar that I will be removing in order to create some flex for the PCB. There is one measly screw under the PCB that's holding it to the plate. I'm going to get rid of that too and won't be using it. The entry-level RK61 comes factory soldered with some, well, generic switches. These are red linears. They're not cherries for sure, Gatorons probably. I didn't have a good look. They're terrible. Kudos to Royal Kludge for the factory loop stabs. Some premium keyboard companies could learn from this. Okay. Stab clipping 101. You want to get rid of those legs, the ones sticking out. I highlighted in blue. Do this for all the stems and make sure to flatten the surface. You can use a fine sandpaper. I'll just use a paper towel. It works for me. This time I'm using dielectric grease. This substance is sticky as it is, so I don't need to do the holy mod on this stem. Holy mod usually works better with more linear grease like 205G0. Using dielectric grease with holy mod will cause the grease to stick to the film and you'll have some ticking noises and some major sticky issues. Did I say that right? I will be using switch films coupled with pour-on plate foam to dampen the feedback of the switch on the PCB. This helps create that nice thocky sound. For the switches, we went with the KTT Matcha. My brother had the leisure of trying out my collection, and he seems to prefer the KTT matcha over the rest. Can you believe he turned down the MMD Holy Pandas for these? Better believe it. Now, I'm getting rid of this pole here because I want the PCB to have more flex while typing. This pole here is absolutely useless. It's no wonder aftermarket cases are so scarce with this board. Since I can't get my hands on a decent case, I decided to mod this one instead, using a car dashboard sticker. See? Riser accessories aren't so useless after all. I'm going to need a hot gun for this, so be careful to remove the battery from the case when you're doing this. For the fillers, I will be using butyl sheets. I need to point out that the top foil is conductive and will cause shortage to the PCB if you do not tape them. I use masking tape in this case and make sure to cover every corner of the foil. For that top key acoustic magic, I will be doing the Tempest tape mod as a cherry on top. 2 layers is enough. This is a 60% keyboard in a plastic case, so the pitch is naturally quite high already. I will be throwing in 4 micro O-rings, which will act as a dampener between the plate and the case. This will help with the flex as you're typing on the board, give you that nice premium feeling. Oh, and be sure not to tighten the screws too much when screwing it back in, otherwise the O-ring will damage and the whole point of it will become useless. For the keycaps, I went with black on white with red Japanese kana. These are cherry profile. For some switches, they might cause interferences. For the KTT matcha, however, since the stamp hole is tall, they seem to be fine. My brother seems to understand and write in Japanese. Is that true, bro? You for real? He's a huge fan of Gundam and One Piece, so I try to bring the Gundam color scheme to this build. Let's get cracking with the sound test, shall we? Well, I hope you like this one, bro. And thank you everyone for the positive feedbacks from my previous video, even though this is nothing but a mere hobby. I will be taking a break from keyboards for a while over some other priorities, but I'll be back as soon as I have settled into my new home. This is my first property, and I'm pretty excited. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, everyone. Goodbye.